Hello there and welcome to my channel. Today I have another watercolor painting of a witch, and right now I am applying some masking fluid, and you will see later on the magic that takes place with that. So the reason I'm doing this right now is because on Instagram an account called Lyra Art, I'll put her name in the description, she's having a contest, and the theme is magical girls / witch, and I wanted to participate just because I like participating in contests like this, not for the prize or anything, but just because it kind of gives me ideas. Like having a different idea coming from someone else like that just kind of gives me inspiration to think of something of my own from someone else's idea, if that makes sense. So with the whole witch magical girl thing, what immediately popped into my head was like some kind of nature witch type thing. So I went through quite a few ideas and like rough drafts of how I wanted her to look, and finally I came up with this idea. And so as you can see, the masking fluid is covering some vines that are all over her arms and legs and also in her skirt. And then her shoulder sleeves and chesticle covers are leaves. Her staff is kind of like a wood thing with roots coming out of it. And all of it is very natural colors you would find in nature. And so that was the idea behind this. And for me personally, I kind of have like a thing going on. I really like to paint cyclopses or draw them cyclopsi. And I usually most often do them with this bluish gray skin, so I kind of kept with that, and now I'm starting to create like more stuff for it. And I like to have them having 4 fingers these days, so I'm like slowly developing this little race of mine, I guess. So anyways, let's get back to the actual painting. I started off as usual with a light wash of all of the colors, and I usually work on the skin first, so I did that. And then for the shading I slowly build it up, and this time for some reason I decided to do kind of like a stippling dot work for this shading, and I only did that for the skin for now, but you will see definitely in the skirt I do that a lot more. Man, I seriously do talk way too fast. Like, I thought this whole explanation thing would like take longer, you know? Okay, so here's the skirt. And so first I put a base layer, and while I'm waiting for that to dry, I can work on other parts. And like her hair too, so I'm just jumping all over the place. And I don't know why, but I really love the orange and purple combo. Yeah, I don't know. It's just, it's suitable. It's pleasant for my eyeballs to see. Working on the skirt now, and I had the base layer in, and now I'm just adding a little bit of shadows and in those swipey motions, and now here I am adding the dots in those darker areas. And I thought that looked kind of cool. It wasn't so plain and boring with just the regular washes of color. And then in her hand, she's kind of holding like some glowing magical stuff. And there's also going to be this glowing stuff coming out of the staff. Or the wand, I would say. It's not quite a staff, because a staff is like a long thing, you know? And now I proceed to get rid of the masking fluid with an eraser, And actually, fun fact, I had a little bit of an accident with the masking fluid, and I spilled like half of the bottle on the paper and like all over my table and everything. And so that was terrible, and I had to wait for that to dry before I could pick it off. And then when I took it off, it ripped up a bunch of paper on the side of this drawing, so maybe you can see that later. Actually, you can kind of see it in the top corner. But yeah, good thing it didn't affect my actual drawing, just the white space, but you know. And now I'm filling in her arms, and I had like tree limbs or vine type things with leaves coming off all over her limbs, and I don't know where that idea came from either, but I thought it looked pretty cool for my natural forest witchy girl. And then for her eyeball, I'm filling in her pupil with a black Prismacolor pencil, and then adding highlights with a white Signo ball pen. And then everything I use, all the pens and paints and all of that will be in the description if you are interested. And then for the background, I kind of still suck at backgrounds, so I didn't want to go too elaborate, so I just did a simple like blotchy background stuff. And then I added some little dots, as you can see, some magical dots all over the place to go with the theme I was having. And so that is all. Thank you so much for watching. Stick around if you'd like to see more. I gotta run, so toodles!